Good morning. Welcome to our commencement. It is my honor and a privilege to be here with you today. This is the first of 9 separate ceremonies for the class of 2019, with a total of 5,860 graduates. Today, our focus is on 82 very special graduates of our College of Creative Studies. This ceremony is very small and very special. It's beautiful. The college was created for especially gifted students like yourselves, full of intellectual curiosity and independent-minded in your own way. Your parents can attest to that. This year, our campus has a total of 246 Regents Scholars. CCS has 47. So with less than 1.5% of the campus student population, CCS has almost 20% of our Regent Scholars. 14 of you are graduating with honors. 13 earned high honors, and 23 earned the highest honors. And the majority of you, almost 60%, have plans to go on to graduate school. As Dean Tiffany likes to proudly say, CCS is a graduate school for undergraduates. I would like to thank our outstanding faculty, our extraordinary staff, and our devoted alumni and friends. You have helped create an environment in which our students are encouraged to be bold, to explore, and to develop their passions. I would like to especially recognize Dean Bruce Tiffany for your dedicated and outstanding leadership and your unwavering commitment to CCS. I would like to give a special thanks to our parents and family members. You have steadfast in our student lives, providing love, support, and encouragement. We would like to give all of you a hearty, heartfelt applause. Now to our graduates, congratulations. During your time here, you have demonstrated to all of us just how special you are. You have amazed us with your curiosity, your motivation, your imagination, and your accomplishments. I have happy memories of the class of 2019. I vividly remember when my wife Dylan and I and our CCS faculty went on a regional reception tour to recruit some of you around the state and on the East Coast. And I remember the excitement of freshman move-in weekend. It all seems just like yesterday. For parents and family members, I know how you must be feeling. Very proud and very happy for sure, and maybe a little relieved. We have seen how hard our students have worked. Some of you have held part-time jobs. Some have pursued double majors. You have undertaken original research and creative projects. You have volunteered your time to help others. You have contributed to the life of our campus and our community in countless ways. This campus is a place of great intellectual vitality as well as spectacular natural beauty. I know that you graduates will take with you wonderful memories of this place and this time. There's one thing I want you to always remember, that is how you have helped make our campus a better place. For that, I say thank you. Speaking about a better place, let me take a moment to mention some of UC Santa Barbara's accomplishments and recognitions. We are one of only 62 members of the prestigious, over a century-old Association of American Universities. This distinction places UC Santa Barbara among the top 2% of all universities in the United States and Canada. This year, U.S. News ranked 1,388 national universities. Among all public universities in this country, UC Santa Barbara ranks number 5. Times Higher Education of London, in its most recent ranking of the top universities around the world for producing Nobel laureates in this century, places UC Santa Barbara number 9. This number 9 ranking is about our faculty. What about our graduates? Well, this year marks the 10th year anniversary of our very first alumni Nobel laureate, CCS graduate Carol Greider. This is a testament to the caliber of undergraduate education and the learning environment of UC Santa Barbara. Maybe we have more future Nobel laureates among our graduate class today. Our strong growth of academic excellence is complemented by our unwavering commitment to diversity. The New York Times published the College Access Index, ranking all of the top colleges doing the most for the American dream, based on commitment to economic diversity. UC Santa Barbara is ranked number 2. None of these accomplishments would be possible without the dedication of our outstanding faculty and staff. I also want to acknowledge the hard work and the sacrifices of our students and the families. I know what it took to get you where you are today. Congratulations. So today, I would like to say to our graduates, we are here to honor your accomplishments and celebrate your hard-earned degrees. You have met the high standards of our university. I can tell you with confidence that starting today and for the rest of your lives, you will always be proud to say you are a graduate of UC Santa Barbara. It is now my honor to turn the podium back to Dean Tiffany.
Thank you, Chancellor Yang. I want to express my sincere appreciation on behalf of the college to Chancellor Yang and his wife, Deling, who is in the audience, for their untiring and extraordinary efforts and for epitomizing the spirit of our campus and community. Thank you, Chancellor. Thank you, Deling. It is now my pleasure to introduce the members of the administration, faculty, and staff who do so much to make this university and the college the thriving and exciting places that they are. I would ask that you hold your applause until I have finished the list. Leroy Laverman, CCS Chemistry and Biochemistry, Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry, and CCS Associate Dean. Executive Vice Chancellor David Marshall. Evangeline Ballerini, Department of Molecular, Cellular, and Developmental Biology. Lisa Beck, the University Registrar. Tengiz Bibilashvili, CCS Physics and Letters and Science, Department of Physics. Maribel Bueno Cachedina, CCS Mathematics, Letters and Science Mathematics. Peter Capello, Professor Emeritus of CCS Computing and College of Engineering Computer Science. Carl Castile, CCS Mathematics, Letters and Science, Department of Mathematics. Hector Ceniceros, Letters and Science, Department of Mathematics. Maestro Dan Connolly, CCS Art. Linda Ekstrom, CCS Art. Gretchen Falvo, Director of Event Management and Protocol. Stu Feinstein, CCS Biology, Letters and Science, Department of Molecular, Cellular, and Developmental Biology, and the Neuroscience Research Institute. Kathy Foltz, CCS Biology, Letters and Science, Department of Molecular, Cellular, and Developmental Biology. Jay Freeman, CCS Alum in Computing. Leslie Hogan, CCS Music Composition. John Lotto, CCS Biology, Letters and Science, Department of Ecology, Evolution, and Marine Biology. John Longbrake, Associate Vice Chancellor of Public Affairs and Communication. Dan Luna, Instructor in Department of Earth Science. Gary McPherson, Vice Chancellor of Administrative Services. Susan Mazer, Department of Ecology, Evolution, and Marine Biology. Denise Montel, Department of Molecular, Cell, and Developmental Biology. Hank Pitcher, CCS Art. Scott Price, Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry. Steve Prue, Department of Ecology, Evolution, and Marine Biology. Jeff Stoppel, Department of Mathematics and Associate Vice Chancellor of Undergraduate Education. Hiroko Sugawara, Department of East Asian Languages and Cultural Studies. Claudia Tyler, CCS Biology. Herbert Waite, Departments of Biomolecular Science and Engineering, Chemistry and Biochemistry, and Molecular, Cellular, and Developmental Biology. Richard Wang, CCS Computing and College of Engineering Computer Science. Lee Washburn, Department of Geography. And Yoko Yamauchi, Department of East Asian Languages and Cultural Studies. Thank you all for what you have done for our students. We all know, administrators and faculty alike, that the people who really make things work are the staff. And CCS is blessed with a small but dynamic team deserving the highest praise, and students interact with them daily. This includes Frank Bauman, Lynn Clark, Vanille Geronimo, Jen Johansson, Kaylin Kousen, Marianne Morris, Kristen Palmstrom, Megan Peterson, and Sarah Sterfone. Thank you for your untiring efforts. On behalf of today's graduates, I would also like to thank our CCS parents and CCS donors for the support and generosity over this year. And I extend my thanks also to those of you who have wished to remain anonymous for their donations to CCS. In the current day, your collective support is invaluable in permitting these extraordinary students to realize their potential. Thank you again. A privilege of my position is the opportunity to offer a few words before this gathering, something which this will be my 12th iteration. They're all different. These days, it's hard to read the news. A friend of mine posted on Facebook that he needed a drink and an aspirin to do it. And you may imagine the responses he got from all of his raucous friends, myself included. Times like these, many think they are afraid now. But for you, that's not fear. That's your sharpness. That's your power. Times have been dark before. Cycles come and go, but they aren't circular. They move through time, never actually repeating, more like a spiral, heading in directions that our decisions affect. Sometimes slowly, sometimes jerkily. But this is our time, not a repetition from a history book. And we, the people, will write it. Today we celebrate a moment of triumph for all of you upon this stage. Hard fought, hard won, with times dark and bright mixed in. Indeed, you've chosen a hard path, not a conventional one, and that alone is reason to salute you. I hope there is no one amongst you who has not failed. Failure is one of our greatest gifts. To discover, as that Winston Churchill said in his desperate times, his darkest hour, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. But the bitter taste of the rest of that quote is, the challenge of the rest of that quote is, and success is not final. A note I must sound as we all depart from CCS. All of us are changed by the spiral that we strain to force into a better direction than our recent past. For this stubborn continued confrontation, we need the courage to continue. And to support that, we have a fellowship of CCS students. And I will call us all students because CCS graduates never leave learning behind. Students who are working as I speak, who have worked, who will work, to defy ignorance, spite, and selfishness in all the myriad ways, one step at a time, one gesture at a time, some by fighting in the pharmaceutical industries to enhance access, some in government seeking better policy, some in laboratories, libraries, or generating code enabling discovery, some writing the novels that make us think, articles that challenge our preconceived ideas and inertia, some creating the music that raises our spirit and expresses emotion and helps make us human. Some designing the games that relieve our minds, some envisioning the art that forces us to perception and passion. All sharing their abilities with a world that we cannot doubt is in need. Here in CCS, our great pleasure and joy is that we include this all. The neurodiversity of our college, Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. Yes, in past addresses as dean, I have called upon the movies to tag our CCS lives to current templates of myth. I went to stories from Doctor Who, Harry Potter, Pacific Rim, and others. The Avengers in their reborn cinematic forms. Now the hero's journey has undergone a transformative evolution into so many more iterations. Too many to track. The Expanse, for all you Miller fans, or Sherlock, brought to our time. Good Omens. And all these toys, games, and series, what do they say about us and our imaginations? That stories are the software our mental hardware needs to visualize our ends and our new beginnings. That stories are our reinvocation of creation. But looking at our superheroes, realize that the superhero's idiom first flourished in response to the totalitarian, homophobic, fascist, and racist themes that underwrote the origins of World War II. Go superheroes! I would like to hope that CCS legitimizes the dreams of heroes and to make them real. Imperfect, yes, we are, but inclusive, supported family, we are family, like the Avengers, a family by choice. And don't forget that. Don't lose track. So where do we go from here, or should we go from here, to become our best selves under this darkened sky? In a time of stress, public disloyalty, strife, of threat and domination, praised as though it were righteousness. Can we pass our food bowls on to let a younger, weaker companion eat? Can we tend to a sick friend, even if he's dirty and rude and stinks? Can we wait in love even in the absence of being faithful? Moved by the images of Notre Dame de Paris ablaze, I think of the extraordinary efforts of men and women over the ages in all faiths, lifting such monuments to heaven, but how these buildings were erected by the power of human spirit, and by rule of thumb, without the engineering we moderns would consider essential. And when the edifice fell or burned, they moved to build again and again over the ages. I think we are at our best as humans when we are building cathedrals, creating an impossible beauty and a shared hope to rise against the night and reach for the stars. These belong to us all, to address the needs of the starving human spirit for understanding, for shared aspiration. But your Notre Dame must be bigger yet. And let me now ask you, not simply to follow to the top of the cathedral, but to leap out and beyond and up into a wider consideration and a more challenging ambition than even that of our ancestors. This is our moment. This is our world. And this is the place where we belong. So look upon this world. After all, as Crawley might remark, it's the only place with sushi. We must rebuild to protect our cathedral, our old cathedral, Earth. In our day, we have more knowledge of engineering, of science, but to achieve this work, we need to revive and understand the spirit of the cathedral builders. Our planet, our only home, needs imagination, spirit, builders, visionaries of all disciplines, all kinds of mind and heart who will not be stopped by failure after failure and defeat after defeat. Meeting, adapting to, and even rebalancing climate change and environmental degradation, this is the monument of your age. Not the creation that we must aspire to anew. This is your cathedral, not a thing of stones and mortar and prayer alone, but more, less defined in shape, more difficult and complex in attainment. To save the world, no less, to save the world. Cynical retreat into hopelessness is an indulgence we cannot afford as we spiral on. Do not be discouraged if success is not what you thought, or comes slowly, or even if it does not come. You still have each other, the family of CCS, the Avengers. And your efforts will belong to all of us. And it is the courage to continue that we ask. Let me cycle back. You may think you are scared. This is not fear. This is your sharpness, this is your power, and this is your moment. Thank you. Each year, the college invites a distinguished alumnus to address the graduating class. This year, I have the honor and very real pleasure of introducing Dr. Kenny Broad. His presence today closes a loop. When he graduated with a BA in literature in 1989, he stood at this podium, or one much like it, and delivered one of the student addresses for the college. Leaving UCSB, he obtained a master's in marine affairs at the University of Miami, a PhD in anthropology from Columbia University, and then returned to the University of Miami in 2001, and currently chairs the Department of Marine Systems and Society in the Rosenstiel School of Marine Science, directs the university's Abbess Center for Ecosystem Science, and co-directs Columbia University's Center for Research in Environmental Decisions. There's the litany. Kenny is passionate about natural resource management and global environmental change, and particularly the interface between humans and the natural world. He has participated in scientific and filmmaking expeditions on every continent, and is one of the world's leading experts on underwater caves. Along the way, he has obtained certification as a U.S. Coast Guard captain, a commercial helicopter pilot, and multiple dive ratings. His exploits have resulted in his election as an Explorers Club National Fellow in 2008 and recognition as National Geographic's Explorer of the Year in 2011. As a teacher, mentor to numerous graduate students, and through film and public lectures, he works to bridge the gulf between reality of global change and the inability of human nature and of our political and societal structures to respond to the constraining reality of natural resources. Please welcome Kenny.
All right, good morning. Can everyone hear me okay? All right. Let me get the hard part over with first. Unlike the commencement speaker at Morehouse University, I will not be able to help much with the student debt. But you're all invited to crash out with my family in South Florida if you're ever coming through town, all right? Just hurry up before sea level rise. Yeah, you can bring your family with you. They seem like a pretty good group. Anyway, I've sat through many a tortuous commencement ceremony. Sometimes I was even sober. But when I was able to stay awake, it was usually a core message about risk-taking, follow your dreams, your passions, et cetera, et cetera. You know, maybe one day you could even have your own TED Talk or some noble goal like that. But you're graduating from the College of Creative Studies. You've already proved your nonconformist capabilities. Some of you have even resisted societal pressure for multiple tattoos, which I thought was not easy in this day and age. So I'm going to stick with some practical advice to start off with. Surround yourself with people smarter than you, which has been very easy in my case. Don't text and drive. And as one of my close friends who speaks from experience regularly reminds my children, only one crime at a time. All right? So, there we go, okay. So I was, as Bruce just mentioned, I was talking to my family before coming out here, and it dawned on me that I actually gave the student address when I graduated from CCS. But it wasn't for any academic or scholarship reasons. I was sitting there, blending in with the crowd, and the brainiac woman who was supposed to give the address at the very last minute got stage fright. And as she was walking towards the stage, she said, "I can't do it," and she handed me her notes. So I've been riding people's tailcoats ever since. But, and it does show you, just surround yourself with smart people, and I guess it works out. But it did, and ironically, I'm here, I wasn't nervous then, it was in the, no brain, no headache stage of life. But I was, ironically, when I got the invitation to present today, I was extremely nervous, and I still am, obviously. It's not the DTs. So I was reminded of those sociological studies that have been repeated in America where people are asked what's their number one fear. It tends to be public speaking, with number two being death. And I think that it was the comedian, I think it was Jerry Seinfeld, who made the astute observation that at funerals, most people would rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy. But nonetheless, I am honored not to be in a casket anyway, but also to be here. But that's one sort of comic example illustrating how we humans are not rational actors, but we are good at post hoc, after the fact justification of our different behaviors. And sometimes we do it through science, sometimes we're reminded through the arts of our rational assumptions. As James Baldwin noted, the purpose of art is to lay bare the questions that have been hidden by the answers. And whether you use numbers, words, music, all of the graduates are connected by this convoluted relationship that we have between the emotions that drive us to reveal the facts and our selective embrace of some objective truth. Emotional events like these graduations validate our actions with punctuated ceremonial moments. The ceremonies imply a rite of passage, as if we're on some linear, calculated path, leaving behind our infantile omnipotence in the gutters of Del Playa. But these choreographed instants provide not only justification, but also a fresh start, giving us the illusion of control akin to New Year's resolutions. But I would argue that our individual trajectories are not much different than society's collective scattershot paths. What one historian has described as rigorous effects from chance occurrences, or as Kierkegaard put it much more simply, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. If I look back to 1982, to the moment I was introduced to the College of Creative Studies, I had already been in and out of college twice. Once was even on purpose. And it certainly supports the argument for the serendipitous nature of life's paths. So I had a crush on a girl whose name I didn't even know, but I would see her regularly at the activist events going on at that time. And back then, the major issue was trying to get corporations and organizations to divest their holdings from South Africa, including the UC Board of Regents, in support of the anti-apartheid movement. The other big issue were anti-whaling protests, and I was involved with a lot of anti-whaling protests at Burger King, the major purchaser of Icelandic fish products, where we had really brilliant slogans like, "Hold the pickles, hold the lettuce, Icelandic whaling sure upsets us." Good thing I was a literature major to come up with that. Anyway, but the slogans are certainly outdated, but unfortunately the topics, be they social justice or large-scale environmental threats, are certainly more relevant than ever. But anyway, so this person that I was trying to meet, she had a big dog, and I was walking around campus one day, and I see this dog roaming, kind of crossing the bicycle gauntlet during rush hour, and I figure, okay, I'll follow the dog, meet the owner, and be the hero, and et cetera. So I follow this dog, and it goes into this nondescript building, which is the College of Creative Studies, which I had never heard of before. And I walk in there, and I believe there's an art opening going on, but there was all sorts of different activity and the types of projects you could already get a sense of from the walls. So, I started mingling with the humans, and I saw all the multidisciplinary activity going on at the time, and it was obvious from the beginning the mutual respect that faculty and students had for each other, and that the different disciplines actually had for each other and how they all interacted. And it was unlike any other academic setting I'd been in, no sign of the usual vertical chain of command that I was accustomed to. And you can see it right now with, at most commencement ceremonies, it's the stuffy faculty up on the stage and the students are in the audience, but here it's reversed appropriately. But anyway, to top it off, I also found out there were no grades, which again were never my strong point. But my path since CCS has been comparatively random, with a common thread being the struggle to understand how we humans, given our cognitive quirks, interact with the environments that we rely on. And they've taken me to underwater caves, to working in crack houses in Jamaica or jungles in Asia. And I've continued to follow the elusive wandering mongrel in that sense. But the mind-opening perspectives that I gained at CCS really set the stage to contribute to a diversity of experiences, and I'll forever be indebted to the faculty and to my fellow peers at CCS. So, but being back here after graduating in 1989, so that's 30 years for the art and literature majors. Ooh, had to get that in there. I have to admit that I underestimated the strength of sort of the nostalgic wave that I've been experiencing the last couple days. And generally, nostalgia has a negative connotation, or at least ambivalent. And as they say, if you live in the past, it's depression, but if you live in the future, it's anxiety. But our inability to deal with time, what the economists call hyperbolic discounting, is at the core of many of our intertwined modern societal challenges, be they environmental, social, or political. And perhaps this negative association with nostalgia is related to what the geologist Marcia Bjornerud has termed chronophobia, our ultimate existential dread when we realize the insignificance of time we have here on the planet in the scheme of geologic time. And this flavors our decisions to be short-term oriented with detrimental effects on the environment and social equity. But there are other, more positive interpretations of the affect of nostalgia that perhaps can give us a longer temporal perspective. Nostalgia also embodies the depth of connection that exists across space and time to the people, spaces, and experiences that were once shared. You in the audience, or you on stage, and me at the podium. The Scottish mountaineer and poet Nan Shepherd, I think, captured it well when she wrote, "Place and a mind may interpenetrate till the nature of both is altered." Our challenge, certainly, I should say your challenge, is to create these connections to the places, peoples, species, and distant environments that we don't interact with personally, that we don't look like, that we don't think like, whose categories of being one might not even understand, but whose lives are impacted by our decisions, and vice versa. This doesn't have to be done for rational reasons, and it may be through art, literature, or music binding us together by engineering sustainable solutions, alleviating suffering with innovative algorithms, or teaching people to communicate creatively. I said I wouldn't give any advice, but I will wrap up by passing on the advice of the contemporary polymath thinker Maria Popova, who wrote, "Critical thinking without hope is cynicism, but hope without critical thinking is naivete." Congratulations to the class of 2019, to your families and friends. Your creative and critical thinking are what you have to give the world, and may you give them in abundance. Drive fast and take chances. All right.
I now have the pleasure of presenting two students who have been chosen to speak for the College of Creative Studies class of 2019. First, Cassandra Cunningham. Cassandra is graduating with a BA in biology and a BA in art with an emphasis in book arts, and was selected as an honors student by the art department. She also works as a writing tutor on campus. During her time at UCSB, she has participated extensively in UCSB's adventure programs as an aquatic instructor and outdoor guide. In her free time, you can find her outside creating or hanging out with her cat, Oliver. After graduation, Cassandra will be working as a kayak guide on Santa Cruz Island, the Santa Barbara Adventure Company. I suspect that's not all she'll be doing. Cassandra.
Hello, family, friends, and graduates of the class of 2019. Congratulations, we made it. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Cassandra Cunningham, as Bruce so well put. And after 5 years and 5 majors, I am graduating with 2 majors, which was kind of a struggle. But I learned some stuff in being all over the place. And in my time here at CCS, I learned how to use a microscope, how to letterpress print, and how to always leave enough time in my schedule for coffee hour. I learned how to surf and rock climb, and how to calculate the exact time I needed to leave for class, given how flat my bike tires were. I learned that camels ordinarily sit down carefully: Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, Carboniferous. And that you can do anything with a ruler, a good pencil, and a light table. I learned to be childlike, not childish, countless Latin names, and how to kayak in the ocean, on a river, and in sea caves. In short, in college, I learned how to not focus, to pursue my passions and see where that led me. In CCS, I also learned how to focus a little, how to delve deeper and really get to know who I am and who I want to be. This is not to be confused with what I want to be. I still have not figured that one out. But I figured out who I wanted to be, and the people who were here taught me that. Positive, passionate, the type of person who can't be put in a box, who asks questions, who is good at their craft, whether that be art or computing or physics. I learned that I wanted to fit in, but only in this place where nobody fits in. CCS is a truly perfect microcosm of focus and not focus. I'm sure we all have our own stories of the ways we found our passions within the multicolored walls. Whether that be starting research in your first year, or getting a grant to travel, or simply being able to study something that you were genuinely passionate about. We have all been given an incredible opportunity in both breadth and depth of study. We have been given a family, but not to compete with, to grow with, and to learn from. I do not have a long list of things that I've accomplished like Kenny, but if I can give you any unsolicited and unqualified advice, it is this. Never stop learning. Focus and don't focus. Do things that are hard and do things that scare you. Go outside, seek beauty. Don't be afraid to change your path, and always make sure you're doing something that excites you. Value your time and invest it in the people and places that open you up to new possibilities. Smile, print your pictures, pay attention, listen, and above all, be an active participant in your life. It is the most important thing you'll ever be responsible for. Thank you.
It's now my pleasure to introduce the second student speaker, Anup Preturu. Anup is graduating with a BS in physics. He is broadly interested in the physics of complex systems, and under the guidance of Dr. Peng Oh, has spent his time researching how the largest objects in the universe form. Anup will be staying in Santa Barbara, working as a machine learning engineer, studying the statistics of language at a local tech company in Voca. Outside of work and school, Anup is an avid reader, hiker, and musician. Please welcome Anup.
One of a CCS student's favorite privileges is their 24/7 access to the CCS building. Like Bob Dylan's Gates of Eden, those doors were a portal to a world of many things. Sometimes unbridled creation and exploration, sometimes frustration over that piece of code or sculpture you had been working on, and sometimes even a large dinosaur piñata. It was a place where you were always sure to find a friend. And like a revered faculty member or perhaps a janitor, we held the keys to enter this building whenever we wanted. Things have changed since our freshman year. Keys were traded in for less exciting key cards, and the front door was traded in for a less glamorous side door. Students were asked to return our physical keys, not that they mattered anyways, as the locks would be changed. But for some reason, I just couldn't let go of mine. In fact, I have it here today. It has accompanied me through exams, parties, lectures, road trips, all of my successes and all of my failures. It has become something of a comfort object for me, like that blanket you carried everywhere until mom decided that you were too old for it. Now, as I've come to the end of my time here, I've grown contemplative as any old geezer should, and I've come to realize that my degree is somewhat like this key. It's supposed to open doors, or something like that, but it kind of feels like someone changed the locks. The point of my degree was to learn physics, and I certainly did that, and I loved every moment of it. But I can't shake this indelible feeling that there's more wisdom in life than the ability to calculate the conductivity of an ionized plasma. When I think about the point of my degree, I don't think it was all of the wonderful, wacky physics I learned. To me, it was about learning how to have the confidence in yourself to strip down naked in front of a room full of artists and let them draw you. It was about learning how to comfort a sobbing friend whose life was just upended out of nowhere. It was about saying hello to that stranger in a hallway. I mean, did I skip lecture on the day that they covered all of this? When I think about the point of my time here, I'm reminded of the rambling philosophical conversations I would have with former interim dean Kathy Foltz. We would wax poetic about the scientific method, asking, what does it mean to be a scientist? Is the world best investigated from the top down or the bottom up? What is the correct way to do science? The result of these conversations was to teach me that there is no method for science, or any creative endeavor for that matter. In the classroom, we are taught the methods that worked in the past because, well, it's something that can be taught. We are taught that if you have the right key, you can open the right door, and it's as simple as that. But I'm reminded of the philosopher Paul Feyerabend, who wrote that the history of science is as complex, chaotic, full of mistakes, and entertaining as the ideas it contains. Again, I think this applies to all creative activities, something we specialize in here at the College of Creative Studies. So, when I look back at my fellow classmates, I am not convinced that they came here to learn methods. There are people on stage who have scaled mountains, who have performed at packed venues, who have seen 335 species of birds in Santa Barbara County alone. There are people who have lived in the woods making books and who have touched the ocean floor and swam with the fishes. We have been across the world and back, around the sun a couple of times, and I refuse to accept that the takeaway from all of this is supposed to be the things we gathered from lectures and textbooks. You're going to see a lot of brilliant and talented people walk across this stage, and their entire experience over the last couple of years is going to be boiled down to a single word. But the names of our majors don't do justice to the magnitude of things we have learned here. I came here prepared to learn about physics. I came here expecting to learn about physics. But honestly, my degree was about all the random stuff that happened that I couldn't have prepared for or predicted. It wasn't about what I learned in the classroom. It wasn't about the things you can study because you know they're going to be on the test. And it's just like this key. It's not about the doors that it can't open. It's about the things that I learned while I was trying to open every door I could see. Thank you.
Thank you, Cassandra and Anoop, and there are 80 more where those came from. I note that a full recording of this commencement is being made, and the preceding addresses will be available online if you wish to revisit them. For the next part of today's program, I would like to invite the platform party to please take their seats down in the audience. Thank you. It is a tradition in the College of Creative Studies commencement ceremony to feature work by graduating seniors in music composition. This year we have 4 CCS music composition students who have composed pieces for the musical portion of our ceremony. And indeed, the ceremony was opened by the Farewell Fanfare, composed by Nick Mazook. Nick? Which he specifically wrote in rather short time for this graduation ceremony. And he did so to honor the hard work and dedication given by all of us on stage, unquote. It was performed by Joey Sakoy on trumpet, Olivia Langner on horn, and Nick on trombone. Thank you, Joey, Olivia, and Nick. Our second piece, Brown Eyes for nylon string guitar, is composed and performed by Jordan D. Mitchell. Jordan. Thank you, Jordan. Our third piece, String Duet Number 1, Open Color, is composed by Brian Moronis. Brian? Of it, the composer says, "This piece came together when I became interested in making harmonies, colors, and textures for strings using the open strings. Much of the inspiration and study came from Bartók's most Hungarian-sounding works." It is performed today by violinists Sarah Bashor and Kristina Sanova. Thank you, Sarah, Christina, and Brian. Our fourth and final piece, Another Alive, is an electronic piece composed by Will Brewer. Will? Of this piece, Will says, "Let the music speak for itself." So we shall. Thank you, Will, and Nick, and Jordan, and Brian. I would invite the Chancellor and the Executive Vice Chancellor to return to the stage as we move towards the award of the degrees. The achievements of the students that we as faculty in this college are privileged to work with never ceases to amaze. And this year's cohort are particularly impressive. Of the 82 students on this stage, you've participated in 18 solo art exhibitions, 64 group exhibitions, and organized 26. You've published 31 papers in peer-reviewed journals. 33 amongst you from all 8 majors play an instrument. You have created and formally released 14 computer applications, organized 26 concerts and performed in 259, composed 137 musical works, including 10 as scores for films and 10 as songs. You have probed space with balloons and microwave telescopes and explored the oceans from sharks to hydrothermal vents using remote vehicles. You have lived and studied abroad in over a dozen different countries. You've presented 85 research posters and 85 oral presentations, including 17 at international conferences. You've traveled the world, dove for science and for wonder, ran marathons, founded clubs, and one of you named a newly discovered worm after grandmother. You have received 66 grants, 70 fellowships, and participated in 116 internships across all disciplines. 1 in 10 of you have received nationally competitive fellowships to fund their graduate studies. You've established peer mentorship program in CCS and undertaken countless other acts of volunteerism on both the campus and community in this country and abroad, applying your talents and knowledge to make the world a better place, for this too is a proud CCS tradition. In short, you have created an extraordinarily diverse and active community of colleagues and friends. Thank you for sharing your time with the faculty, staff, and other students of the college and campus. I will now ask the Chancellor to return to the podium to confer degrees.
And now, the moment we are waiting for, the presentation of degrees. The degrees conferred by the University of California attest to scholastic achievement and thus represent the university's fulfillment of its primary responsibility. In the College of Creative Studies, we award Bachelor of Arts or the Bachelor of Science degrees. Will the candidates for the degrees please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Regents of the University of California, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Science as appropriate. Will each of the candidates please come forward by rows when Dean Tiffany calls your name?
Kaylee Adams, Bachelor of Science Mathematics, will be attending graduate school after taking a gap year. Joseph Alderson, Bachelor of Arts, Music Composition. Samuel Alipur Fard, Bachelor of Science and Physics, will be attending MIT to pursue a PhD in physics in the fall. Tate Allen, Bachelor of Science, Computing. Anshika Bagla, Bachelor of Arts in Biology. Spent a month on the research boat Nautilus and used remotely operated vehicles to explore and discover new hydrothermal vents, and will be going to Washington State to work at a marine mammal sleepaway camp. Ri Heng Bai, Bachelor of Science, Physics, attending graduate school after a gap year, during which time he will continue working in the Young Lab at UCSB. Milo Beckhoff Weijing, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, will be attending UC Davis to pursue a PhD in mathematics in the fall. Dolev Blovstein, Bachelor of Science Mathematics, received a Hertz Fellowship, Bachelor of Science Physics. Cat got my tongue. Mathematical cat. Received a Hertz Fellowship, will be attending Harvard University to pursue PhD in physics in the fall. Amanda Bollinger, Bachelor of Arts in Art with an emphasis in book arts with a minor in art history. William Brewer, Bachelor of Arts in Music Composition. Nat Bunner, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics. Price Campbell, Bachelor of Arts in Biology, part of the scientific crew on the California Collaborative Fisheries Research Program at UCSB, and will be attending grad school after a gap year, during which he will work as a scientific diver for the Cassell Lab and pursue a great white shark drone monitoring project in the Macaulay Lab. Thomas Canchola, Bachelor of Arts in Mathematics, will be a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army doing technology management under the Signal Corps. Maria Carrion Guzman, Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry and Biochemistry, will be getting her teaching credential to teach chemistry and then a master's in education to work in educational administration. Aaron Chan, Bachelor of Science, Physics, will be attending the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, to pursue a PhD in physics in the fall. Blake Aaron Shulu, Bachelor of Science, Physics. Victor Cheng, Bachelor of Science, Computing, will be working at Microsoft. Scott Peter Chow, Bachelor of Science in Computing, won his age category in the 2017 LA Marathon, and will be continuing at UCSB to pursue a master's in computer science in the fall. Bailey Alessandra Clark, Bachelor of Art in Art, emphasis in book arts with a minor in English. Received the Promising Artist Achievement Award and a scholarship to attend the Penland School of Craft in North Carolina, and will be continuing research started on campus. Cassandra Cunningham, Bachelor of Art in Art, emphasis in book arts, Bachelor of Art in Biology. Will continue working with the Santa Barbara Adventure Company as an outdoor guide. James Eritz, Bachelor of Science, Physics, will be attending Harvard University to pursue a PhD in physics in the fall. Katie Fierce, Bachelor of Art in Biology. Studied the hidden diversity of Amphiglena, an annelid worm in the Mediterranean, and described at least 2 new species, which are submitted to Zootaxa, and will be working as a lab tech at the Whitney Marine Station with the University of Florida. Cole Garcia, Bachelor of Art in Biology. Cole. Gareth George, Bachelor of Science in Computing, published a paper on AWS spot instance pricing as a first author and will present it at the International Conference on Cloud Engineering in Prague. Will be continuing at UCSB to pursue a master's in computer science in the fall. Calvin Good, Bachelor of Art in Mathematics, minor in Statistical Science, will be attending the UC San Diego to pursue a master's degree in machine learning and data science in the fall. Mitchell He, Bachelor of Art in Biology, professional writing minor in science communication, placed first in the 2018 UCSB Undergraduate Slam, and helped create the Title V Stakeholders Meeting presentation for the Maternal, Child, and Adolescent Program in the Santa Barbara County Public Health Office. We'll be attending grad school or med school or both after taking a gap year. In the meantime, we'll be pursuing research on campus. Emma Haranek, Bachelor of Art in Biology. Committed to the reef for 4 years. That's a program on campus, not underwater. 3 of those as the abalone aquarist, and will be starting her commercial diving certification at Santa Barbara City College. Cambridge Master in
England.
Thank you.
Well, actually, that's not true. It's just 12 months in Germany. So just say 12 months in Germany. Yeah.
Sorry. I was trying to figure out which Cambridge she was referring to, but we're going to change. Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Sydney Hunt, Bachelor of Art in Biology, will spend the next year in Germany getting training in both electron microscopy and then working on a project while applying to computational neuroscience master's program in Germany with an ultimate goal of a PhD. There we go. Christian Tanner Jeske, Bachelor of Science in Physics, launched a high-altitude balloon with the UCSB Aerospace Research Cooperative Group. Mitchell Kerner, Bachelor of Science in Physics, will begin working as a software engineer with Arista. Allison Koopman, Bachelor of Art in Chemistry and Biochemistry, will be spending the summer researching at the Tokyo Institute of Technology. Ezra Kozviner, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry and Biochemistry, a proud UCSB Gorman Scholar. Jasmine Kwok, Bachelor of Science in Physics, will be attending UC Irvine to pursue a PhD in biophysics in the fall. Kunal Lakhanpal, Bachelor of Science in Physics. Carly Larson, Bachelor of Science Computing, will be pursuing a master's in computer science at UCSB in the fall. Timothy Lee, Bachelor of Art in Mathematics, will begin working in industry as a data scientist. Valerie Lynch, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry and Biochemistry. Valerie will be using her degree to bartend downtown tonight. If you see her, please congratulate her with a drink. I suspect that's not legal. But she will be attending MIT in the fall to pursue a PhD in chemistry. Benjamin James Lewis, Bachelor of Science, Chemistry and Biochemistry, will be attending grad school after a gap year, during which time he will be working in the Marth lab as a tech. Min-Gru Lee, Bachelor of Science, Physics, played college-level ultimate as part of the team Blackout for 3 years, and will be attending Duke University to pursue a PhD in physics in the fall. Shulin Lee, Bachelor of Science, Physics. At UCSB was engaged in the design and fabrication of the Green Paul Microwave Telescope, an international effort to characterize the emissions from our galaxy. Also participated in the Chinese Education Opportunity Foundation and helped kids in less developed regions. Will be pursuing a Master's in Learning Science and Technologies in the fall at the University of Pennsylvania. Jason Liu, Bachelor of Arts, Biology, minor in Statistical Science. Has seen or heard 335 bird species in Santa Barbara County. Now you know that reference. Will be attending UC Davis to pursue a PhD studying the ecology and evolution of plant-pollinator interactions in tropical Latin America. Christian Lloyd, Bachelor of Science, Computing, minor in Statistical Science. Trinity Locker, Bachelor of Arts, Biology. David Daesung Lo, Bachelor of Arts, Biology. UC Lead Scholar and will be attending Harvard University to pursue a PhD in biology and biochemistry. Ulisha Mahdi, Bachelor of Arts, Chemistry and Biochemistry, will be attending the University of Colorado Boulder to pursue a PhD in biochemistry. Nick Mazouk, Bachelor of Arts, Music Composition, Bachelor of Music, Trombone Performance, winner of the 2018 Christopher Bill Composition Competition, and has grown UCSB's Pops Orchestra from 15 musicians and about 20 attendees to 60 musicians and 200 people attending. Taylor McCreary, Bachelor of Science in Computing, will begin working as a software engineer at AppFolio. Brett McKim, Bachelor of Science, Physics, recipient of the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration Holling Scholarship, climbed Mount San Jacinto with Dolev Blovstein, Anoop Preturu, Mitchell Kerner, and Nick Rommelfanger. Will be attending the University of Exeter in the UK to pursue a PhD in climate physics. Sophie Mendel, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry and Biochemistry, two-time national champion with the women's club soccer, did all of the art for the UCSB Focus Media Journal 2017, and developed 2 model species in preparation for international travel. Interstellar travel. Oops. Thank you. She will finish her degree in 2019 and then work in Berlin, Germany before pursuing grad school in fall 2020. Jordan Mitchell, Bachelor of Arts, Music Composition. Minor in Education. Proud McNair Scholar, funded for a research trip to China to study composition and popular music. He will pursue a master's in music education at the University of Southern California. Brian Jose Morones, Bachelor of Arts, Music Composition. Earned the Dorothy and Cheryl C. Corwin Award and worked on audio as a boom operator and post-audio production for 2 films and film and media studies. Will be attending the California Institute of the Arts to pursue an MFA in composition and experimental sound practices. Jack Myers, Bachelor of Science in Physics. David Newsom, Bachelor of Science in Physics, will be attending grad school after taking a gap year. Dana Nguyen, Bachelor of Science in Computing, 2018 Google Scholar with 30-plus citations on 3 co-published conference papers. Will be interning at Microsoft Research AI and continuing at UCSB to pursue a master's in computer science with a focus on social computing. Gavin Niendorf, Bachelor of Science in Physics, received the Research Excellence Award in Physics and will be working as a machine learning intern at OpenAI Scientific. Nicholas O'Day, Bachelor of Science in Physics and a Bachelor of Science in Statistical Science, will be attending Stanford to pursue a PhD in physics. Tyler Nelson Tachibana Penubaker, Bachelor of Science in Physics. Okay. Miguel Perez, Bachelor of Science, Chemistry and Biochemistry. Dylan Pizzo, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, interested in the foundations of mathematics and computability theory. Anup Preturu, Bachelor of Science in Physics, will continue working as a machine learning engineer at Invoca. Mai Red Borirug, Bachelor of Science in Physics and a Technology Management Certificate, received the Young Innovator Scholarship and will be attending Johns Hopkins University to pursue a master's in biomedical engineering. Nathaniel Reyes, Bachelor of Arts, Biology. Nick Rommelfanger, Bachelor of Science in Physics and will be attending Stanford University to pursue a PhD in applied physics. David Rohr, Bachelor of Science in Physics, minor in Mathematics, has received the National Science Foundation Graduate Research Fellowship and will be attending MIT to pursue a PhD in physics. Veronica Russell, BA Biology, received a CCS SURF Award as the Norman F. Sprague Fellow and will be attending Duke to pursue a PhD in computational biology and bioinformatics. Kate Ryan, Bachelor of Arts in Art, emphasis in painting and drawing. Will be moving to Boston to be a punk.
Hey, Punk.
Benjamin Siegel, Bachelor of Science in Physics, will be attending Yale to pursue a PhD in physics. Juan Manuel Silverio, Bachelor of Arts in Art, emphasis in book arts, Bachelor of Arts in Chicanic Studies. Undertook a senior thesis project involving an exhibition and a research paper, and is a double honors student in the Letters and Science Art Department and Chicanics Studies. Will be a paid curatorial intern at the Los Angeles Contemporary Exhibitions Gallery as part of the Getty Morrow undergraduate internship program. Great. Aaron Stanek, Bachelor of Science in Physics, will be attending grad school after taking a gap year and pursuing laboratory work. Ryan Stewart, Bachelor of Science in Physics, will be attending Cambridge, England to pursue a Master's in Physics. Luciano Thomas, Bachelor of Arts in Art, emphasis in painting with a minor in art history, is nearing a cumulative 100,000 streams across music platforms for his most recent single, Trust Nobody. Will be gathering more work experience in the field before attending grad school in the vague future. Lucas Tong, Bachelor of Science, Computing, will be attending UCLA to pursue a Master's in Computer Science and Machine Learning. Gil Torton, Bachelor of Arts, Biology, pursued research at the University of Tokyo, lived in Japan last summer for 6 weeks, and will be attending UCLA to pursue a PhD in the Interdepartmental Neuroscience program. Francesca Isabella Towers, Bachelor of Arts in Art, emphasis in painting, will be attending Cal State Long Beach to pursue a teaching credential in art. Chloe Hu Si-jung, Bachelor of Arts in Art, emphasis in book arts. Matthew Philip Uffenheimer, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, will be attending grad school after taking a gap year. Calvin Wang, Bachelor of Science in Computing, minor in Statistical Science. Co-founded the Data Science Club at UCSB his freshman year, and has spearheaded the growth and direction of the club from 5 to 10 students to almost 450. He will be working at Amazon AWS after graduation. Michael Wintermantle, Bachelor of Arts in Biology. Worked with the Morea Long-Term Ecological Research Project and is writing this up for publication, was the Clean Energy Chair of the Environmental Affairs Board, participated in leadership of UCSB for Fossil Free for 4 years. We'll be taking some time off to get work experience and focus on finding the right graduate school. Hedy Jha, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, minor in Statistical Science. Will be studying for a PhD in Mathematics at UCLA. Maya Joby, Bachelor of Arts in Art, emphasis in book arts and painting, will be immersing herself in the culinary arts by being a baker in an LA cafe or restaurant.
Well, once again, my congratulations to all of you and to your parents and friends and family members who have made your achievement possible. I hope all of you can join us and join a reception just outside at Campbell Hall Plaza. That concludes our ceremony. Thank you.